Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Finks.
We're back, man. Episode 292.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get right into it. Netflix raises the prices again. Like, man, it's this inflation. I don't know what's going on. I think people are just justifying raising the prices on everything.
Yeah.
And when you really think about all the shit we pay for, it's insane. We pay for motherfucking car insurance, life insurance, health insurance.
Yeah.
Motherfucking if you got home or rental insurance.
Yeah, homeowners insurance.
Am I leaving anything else out? Shit. I didn't even say mortgage or fucking rent. I don't think I said yet.
Mm-hmm.
But we just got so much shit we pay for, bro. So when they make the price of the shit go up, I'm just like, why? Why, Netflix?
Yeah.
All right, let's read this real quick. The streaming giant said its third quarter earnings report that its premium ad-free plan in the United States will increase by $3 per month, which is crazy. $22.99 starting Wednesday. Its one-stream basic plan will rise to $11.99 in the United States. All other plans, including its entry-level $6.99 a month ad-supported tier, will remain at the same monthly cost. These niggas tripping. Ain't no way I'm paying for nothing with ads.
So
Y'all tripping.
The ad, do you know what it looks like? Is it like Hulu or?
I don't know. All I know is I get the free Hulu from my Spotify, and that got ads on it though.
Yeah, I got Hulu like that.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's annoying.
I hate it and I kind of like it because, back in the day when a commercial come on, you could get up and run to the bathroom or something like that.
Yeah.
So or you go get a snack or something. So it kind of gives you that opportunity. But when you just in it, when you're trying to binge watch like Snowfall or something like that, and it's like 50 commercials coming on, you like, bruh.
Yeah, it's too much.
Get back to Franklin Saint.
Netflix also announced prices increasing for subscription tiers in United Kingdom and France. The company reported 9% over the year, increasing the average paid memberships, adding 8.8 million subscribers last year. That's compared to 2.4 of the third last quarter. Man, fuck all the rest of reading this. I'm tired of these motherfuckers charging us for this. Yeah. They need to start showing some porn on that motherfucker now. Yeah, they got to start putting some new content on there.
They did. I think so.
I'm ready for some fuck flicks.
They should, if they just like bought browsers or Bang Bus or something like that, and just like had their own like channel like that. I think that would make Netflix crash. To be honest,
It probably would.
Yeah.
It just be, man. They just might as well change the name to Net Jizz at that point.
Net Jizz.
Yeah, man. It's just you have to start. I don't know how they're justifying making the price go up again, but like, there's no way. I'm not gonna be partaking in any of these fucking streaming services anymore if they keep doing this, because it's like, it's no point. It's just like it replaced cable. In our minds, we tricked ourselves into believing cable's too expensive. Let me get rid of it and get streaming services. And then you go to Rocket Money, if you got Rocket Money app, and you see how much you paying, and you like, oh shit,
Bruh, I went on a tear.
deleting all that shit.
I was holding auditions for this short film that I'm filming, and I had to get Zoom. I had to get Zoom, and then I also had to get the Google what do you call it? Google Meets, like the paid tier, so you can record it and
Pause,
save
bro.
What did I say?
You said Google Meets. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so I had Google. What would be the unpause-worthy version of it? I just got to say pause before.
It's too late, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, so Google, and then I had Zoom, and then Drake's album came out, so I bought Tidal again, and then a couple other things. But just the other day, I went on a tear. I unsubscribed from everything because I was like, man, y'all not taking my money. Because the worst thing that can happen to you is you don't use something and you be like, man, I need to delete that, and you don't do it immediately, and then the next month, like that $20 or $19.99 come out of your account, and you're like, dang, I should have deleted that.
Yeah, that shit adds up, man. You got to watch this shit.
Yeah.
So, and unless they give another section to Netflix and Buttflix or something, we got to start seeing some titties on there.
Yeah, they need to add. That's the thing, like, I would say if you are increasing prices from the business standpoint, from being Netflix, they're increasing prices because they probably see something in their budget that is not sustainable. They want to increase the the amount that the customer pays so that they can afford to keep hiring the developers or afford to keep paying for the production value of all these projects or whatever. But at the same time, I think, it's important for them to also, like you said, provide some more value.
Yeah, you got to put
like
some
what
money.
can you add to Netflix to spice it up a little bit? We talked about like theaters and stuff like that. But even though the kind of porn stuff is a joke, I think that would be something like legitimately that, people would pay for,
Yeah. I can tell you what would make Netflix go absolutely fucking insane. And realistically, it could happen. If Netflix just added podcasts. If Netflix added podcasts, like imagine a Trucker's Mind podcast. It's got our whole catalog on there. You can watch the full length episodes on there. And it'd be a Netflix stamped podcast. Yeah. They already do it with comedy specials. It's called like Netflix is a joke. I think you ever seen that? Mm-hmm. If you take that same element and you put it towards podcasts, like Netflix podcasts, and you just have a whole section, boom, 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 of just countless episodes, I feel like that kind of justifies the price. It's going to give you different things to listen to. And it also could give you like a whole section of, what genre of podcasts, like sports, comedy, boom, 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 boom. I think that would be fucking dope.
For sure.
I mean, podcast is like one of the top medias being used right now. So,
some of these things are no-brainers. I don't understand why these people aren't doing this already.
Yeah, it makes no sense. You got to stop denying podcasts. Imagine if Pat McAfee, all they got to do is just slide his content over to Netflix, bro.
Yeah, that's literally what I was thinking about when you said. I was like, his stuff is set up to where, one, he's doing it every day. Mm-hmm. He already has his own production. All they did was tweak some stuff, maybe to fit the format for TV, maybe change the cameras or the lenses or something like that, and change the cameras and lighting setups for the guests that come in virtually. But other than that, like it's plug and play. I think that even I would go and sometimes we just be freestyling like great ideas, and sometimes I hate it, sometimes I like it, but where they are losing as well is that. Disney has kind of done it, but they have more content surrounding different projects. So Disney has, they made Black Panther, right? Or the second one. And then after that, they have like a documentary on like the behind the scenes or the making of it, where they're interviewing like the actors and the director. And then they also have a documentary surrounding the music.
Yeah.
So they're just creating like more content, but also, Imagine, let's say, what's a popular, I don't know, like, what is it, like Bridgerton? Is that on Netflix?
I have no idea what the fuck.
Yeah, Bridgerton is like, I guess, like some English, like, very popular show. Let's say that's the show that's on Netflix, right? What they can do is have a podcast about the show, so say me and you, we go on there after, well, they drop them all at the same time, but we can still do the content with each episode. So we watch the episode, jump on the podcast. I like this about the show. I like this. So you could hit it from like just the pop culture point of view, like, oh, that was funny or that was great. And then you can hit it from like a film related version where, like the second act was really good. I think this character development was blah, blah, blah. So, yeah.
I got a better idea. I think that this idea, and this is pretty much on the same plane as you have, but they need a podcast specifically for binge watchers.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you made it through the whole first season of Snowfall, at the very end, it'll be an option for a podcast. Mm-hmm. And on that podcast, they'll be discussing everything in there, all the things that Franklin is doing, all the thing that the guy from the DEA, all that shit, they'll be talking about it, boom, 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 and it'll be after that episode. Or you could do a podcast for every episode of the season.
Yeah.
Like it'll show the episode and give you an option if you want to watch the podcast.
Yeah, that'd be like 70-something episodes of a podcast.
And it's all content. Mm-hmm. It's all content. That'd be hella dope.
And it's just feeding the beast. Like that's what I would love to talk to Ryan Coogler one day, but that's what he did with the second Black Panther. Mm-hmm. They did, like I said, they did the movie, then they did the documentary about the music, and then they also did, they had Ta-Nehisi Coates produce, and it's like a podcast, but it's like, it's like, it ain't like us just kicking it. It's like real produced, like music transitions and interviewing the actors and you know, there's like written, like pre-prepared written dialogue, like to transition in between different things.
Right.
So like he built this whole world around the content, and the podcast was like super interesting. You got to hear from like Angela Bassett and Ryan Coogler, and they giving it up about losing Chadwick Boseman and all these different things. So, you know, it's a whole world. But like you said, imagine that's like Ryan Coogler sitting right here and Ta-Nehisi Coates sitting right here, and you got the Black Panther backdrop and the cool lighting and stuff like that. And that's like a video version and an audio version of it.
That's
so,
dope.
Yeah.
The reason why I mentioned it too is because it's not a far cry. They did this with David Goggins' book. His book called Can't Hurt Me.
Yeah.
They literally incorporated the audio version, and then it just all of a sudden would turn into a brief podcast.
Yeah.
And then it would go back to telling the story again.
Yeah.
And this was the theme throughout the whole book. Is that me?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord Jesus. All right. Yeah, and that was pretty dope. I thought it was dope how they would transition from the storytelling part to that. Imagine if they did this shit with porn, though.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be like, you know, like on this scene, like he was really giving it to me. And I got stuck in the dryer right here. And like we were basically just trying to like go through the scene and like seeing the best way I could take the BBC. And we had a really good time. He's like, yeah, so basically this is my third scene with a white woman. I just got out of jail right here, and I was doing anal, and she liked it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
They are getting to porn, is like they really starting to like beef up their podcast.
What do you mean?
Like they just more podcasts, like more porn podcasts, podcasters. Yeah.
I ain't never looked up a podcast on the porn site. I'd be trying to get in and out of there.
Yeah, you don't. It's just too much. We don't like hearing them talk, anyways. But yeah, but they have a few, like, you know, people be on there talking. I don't know what they talk about, but I'm saying not necessarily like the porn ones, but like Alexis Texas, you know.
Oh yeah, she's a good podcaster though.
Yeah.
She's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to say, 'cause if you go to like the Hub or one of them other porn sites,
Yeah.
you looking at podcasts, like what is you doing?
Yeah, it's too much time spent on the website.
I go to the porn, I'm just trying to bust and get out of there.
Yeah. 2 minutes and 33 seconds.
You know it's bad when the porno ain't even that long. It'd be like a 2 minute and 50-second porno. You be like, damn.
That's funny.
What am I doing with my life?
That's what it be.
I be feeling bad for them dudes that's married though. They be married, they be in there beating their meat and they get busted.
Dang. That gotta be a I don't know. I guess it depends on your relationship. But that gotta be weird. It's an awkward situation.
Gotta be awkward. Honestly, bro, for me it wouldn't be like if I come home and my wife was like masturbating or something and watching porn, I would just close the door and let her finish.
It depends though. I think that because you got like you know, we talked about the movie what's the dude's name? It's called John
Don John?
Don John, right?
Yeah.
So you have that version where the guy's like not satisfied with his relationship, so he'll masturbate or watch porn after he actually has sex with his partner. So you have that version of it. But then you have the version where it's like maybe you're just too busy, like you said, if your wife, you know, maybe like who knows, you got to go on a trip or something, and then your wife or you're out of town or something like that, and she just, you know, handling her business. You know, I think that makes sense. But like you said, if it's something where like, you know, we just had sex in the morning and then I come home after work and I see you in the room and I'm just like, dang, what's going on? Like, am I not doing enough? I think it's different. I guess it's different versions of it, I guess.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I feel like it's certain elements that we should be able to like kind of still own that little bit of real estate. Mm-hmm. Like if I came in and she was watching a video or something, I'd just close the door. Mm-hmm. Because I don't want to be the guy to be like, I don't want you watching that in my house.
Yeah.
And so-and-so. Because it's like, I might have some days where I want to beat my meat.
Yeah, I don't think it's...
Don't be bothering me when I'm in there.
Yeah, I would be curious to know what other couples think, like what they're thinking about. Have they experienced that? Like, have you watched?
There's some people listening right now that just got busted beating their meat by their girl, bro.
Yeah.
And she was mad.
But I'm saying, though, it's a different conversation when you... y'all got a great sex life, or what you thought was a great sex life, and then you just walk in on your guy, with the laptop out.
Man, I think, bro, it's got to be. If I had to use a number of how many men still gonna beat their meat regardless of having sex or not, that's got to be at least like 70%.
Charlemagne just had the conversation. He said once a week he'll get it in.
Yeah.
And in a long term, in a marriage. So
yeah, man, people just be doing it, man. And look, whether you do it or not, that's your business.
Yeah.
But I'm positive somebody listening to this podcast, they wife walked in and on them, or that motherfucking girl. But I think the one you don't want to happen is if you walk in on your wife or something and she got like one of them 2-sided dildos or something.
The thing, I don't think I don't know. I don't know how I would feel, but I don't think the toy would bother me, but maybe the type of the genre would bother me.
What was that? Oh, the video.
Yeah. If it was like something so far removed from what I am in real life, like
that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
It'd be like a 7'5" nigga fucking in a fucking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
If she was looking up like BWCs or something like that, I'd be like, yeah, big white cocks.
Yeah, it'd be like some racist porn.
Yeah.
It's like, you like that big white cock?
Yeah. Yeah. If she was looking up like conservative cock or something like that, I'd be like, we gotta break up.
You like that, you jigaboo?
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
It's not gonna fly.
Oh, hey, there was this girl and this dude on TikTok going back and forth, and the conversation just started going real left, right? And then all of a sudden somebody said, "Hey, I seen that black girl on this porno called Ghetto Gaggers," right?
Yeah.
And then people was like, "What?" And then they researched it, looked it up, and she was on there. It was racist porn. I guess there's a bunch of white dudes smashing black girls saying racist shit on there, and it was
she had to be down bad.
It was called Ghetto Gaggers.
That's crazy.
And then it showed like a clip of her like, yeah, I did that, but I was only like 19. Like, I'm 35 now, so y'all need to get over it. And it's like, wait a minute, you can't be on here talking all this shit, and then they pull out your archives of your Ghetto Gaggers video.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, you just need to just delete your TikTok at that point,
bro. You know what's crazy? Technology so crazy now that if you just post, say for example, say you're a guy, right? And you like you just seen this girl on a YouTube commercial or something like that, and she bad, and you like, dang dog, like this the bad. It could be like a freaking
spit it out, Keith. Fuck.
Let me think. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. It could be this for me. I look up a lot of music stuff, right? So it'll be like some type of music software company, like Artlist.io is like a thing where they do like music for different music and sound effects for different video editing stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So it says an Artlist.io commercial, and it's just like a quick little 30-second commercial on YouTube. What you can do is take a screenshot of the actual commercial and that person in the commercial, and then you can upload like 2 or 3 pictures on like this website, and then it will find all of their pictures on social media. So it'll find like their Instagram, and then they'll find maybe their Facebook page or their LinkedIn page, and like you can really find out who these people are.
Wow, that's the future. Holy shit.
So it's pretty crazy. So.
It'll be crazy because it'll be pulling it from so many different places. It'll be like some nice accolade that they received, and then it'll be another one where they might have been an athlete back in the day.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like
that porno.
Gluck 3000.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. So it just pulls up like it pulls up the picture, and then there's like a website link underneath. So it could be anything from an Instagram to like a Pornhub link or something.
Yeah, I think that would be terrible for me though. It would be hard for me, and people would probably say that I'm wrong for it. But if I found out I was really liking a chick and that she did like a couple pornos, I probably wouldn't make it, man.
Yeah,
I probably couldn't do it. There's certain things that just deal breakers, man.
Yeah.
That's too much, man. That's too much for me. You was doing pornos?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, man.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's
Netflix, look, to summarize this, Netflix, you need to put some porn on there, man. Stop playing with the people. You want to take our money, then you need to give us what we paying for, okay?
Back in my heyday, I was trying to be like a little porn director at one point in my life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How's that going to go?
It was when I was single, so we won't have the conversation now. But but yeah, I was trying to be the Steven Spielberg of the porn industry.
Steven Spielberg. I can see Keith on set. All right, guys. Wow, 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 wow.
All right, let's get a close up on the vagina. Put the 35 millimeter on. You know, it's crazy. We always talk about it, but we've seen like people that we know like personally, and we'd be like, dog, why don't y'all just do porn? Because they'd be like one step away from doing like actual Pornhub type porn, whether they got like half naked pictures on Instagram or they already got like the OnlyFans, but they may be only doing like bikini pictures.
That's the thing that kills me about. And first of all, this is not a reflection on all women because all women don't do this, but there's a majority, or I won't say a vast majority, but there's a lot of women that get on the internet and they'll have some wild thirst traps on there. And it's like, dude, this shit is never going to disappear from the internet. Yeah. It will, like, even if you posted it, right, and you deleted it, if somebody wanted to recover that picture, they could recover the photo. Mm-hmm. Like, they're, like, literally, if let's say the police are doing an investigation and you deleted a picture, they could literally go retrieve that photo that you posted.
Yeah.
All they got to go through Facebook to like get like a certain type of search or like they got to get I forgot what you call it. God damn it. Whatever. They got to get clearance.
Yeah.
And they could get all the shit you posted.
Yeah.
But the fucked up thing is when you ever seen a thirst trap and it had like 2 likes?
No, I've never seen that.
It's like you sold your soul for 2 likes?
Yeah.
Man, it was this one girl twerking and everything, G-string on, and she probably had like in 15 hours like 3 likes.
Dang.
I seen a thirst trap before that had a laughing emoji on it.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm like.
That was the comment?
Yeah, no, it wasn't a comment. It was just like, you know how you got the emojis that you could select now?
Yeah.
Like instead of just hitting like, it's got a heart.
Oh, like you're reacting to it?
Yeah, reacting.
Yeah.
That shit had a laughing face on it.
God dang.
I'm like, man, he laughing at your booty. You need to just delete that shit.
Yeah.
Have some pride. Take that shit down.
Yeah. You seen that Sexy Red had a sex tape?
I didn't see it, but I seen all the memes behind it. Like sex tapes don't get no traction. Just stop recording yourself fucking. Just
you gotta be one like it's only a couple people now that would be shocking. We talked about like Taylor Swift.
That'd be crazy.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
That would break the internet.
Yeah. Yeah. But now it's like here today and gone tomorrow. Like you could still go to the grocery store if you got a sex tape out.
Yeah. Fucking Travis Kelce would have his best black voice on. Like, you ain't never been with a black guy before, huh? Huh? You're the closest thing I've been. Travis Kelce with that black scent. That guy's got to chill out. All right, switching gears. A Texas pastor ordered to pay a woman $2.45 million for giving her herpes.
God dang.
This is crazy, man. I think the lesson to be learned here. Hold on, let me read this real quick before we get into that. A Texas pastor has been found liable 5 years after he gave a woman herpes. Reverend Ralph D. West II, the assistant pastor at Church Without Walls. Wow, that's a really interesting name.
Dang.
The church is called Church Without Walls. All right, well, it was some pussy walls in there. All right. Eldridge campus in Houston was ordered to pay $2.45 million after a jury found him liable following a 3-day civil trial. The woman's attorney, Sean Murphy, said that his client contracted herpes during unprotected sex with Mr. West, whom she had met on Facebook. Mr. Murphy said she had an outbreak 2 or 3 days after being intimate with West. I mean, you met a stranger and didn't have fucking like protected sex. What the fuck did you expect?
Yeah.
Wow. You can't fix it. She's got it for the rest of her life, Mr. Murphy told Click to Houston. The things that we look at for cases like these are essential 4 things. Is the defendant infected, and how can we prove it? Did he know he was infected? Do we have evidence of that? I mean, dog, you got to know you got herpes, brother. You got bumps on your dick. Come on.
Yeah.
This is why it's important to not be promiscuous. And first of all, I'm not saying you shouldn't fuck people. That's fine. Everybody's fucking. Everybody's fucking somebody, right? But at least be thoughtful about who you're having sex with. Build some, some continuity and some regularity with these people instead of just like trying to be a player. You know what players don't tell you? I'm just keep it real. A lot of men like, yeah, I got hoes. Yeah, I got bitches, whatever, right? They don't tell you about them STDs they caught. They're not gonna tell you that, especially in Bakersfield. If you are, it's one of them pincher bugs down there, dude. You see it? Yeah, it's crazy, man. They're everywhere right now. Anyways,
Nasty.
if you look at the statistics in Bakersfield, man, there's a lot of STDs out here, gonorrhea, syphilis, shit like that. And bro, if you are a player, you are dealing with very promiscuous women. You're not dealing with the church girl that hasn't had sex in 7 months. You're dealing with a lot of women that are equally as promiscuous as you are. So you think you out here doing yourself a favor, bro. One of these girls is gonna jump on your penis, and she got fucking herpes, and she got COVID in her. She got everything on her stuff. You gotta watch that, man. You gotta watch that. But yeah, the pastor. My take on the pastor is we have to stop allowing ourselves to look at a person's job title and view them as a good person. That means nothing. Just because you're a pastor at a church doesn't mean you're not trying to fuck the congregation. It doesn't mean that you're like a good human being. It just means that you're a pastor.
Yeah.
And this dude, how you gonna be a pastor with herpes? A pastor with herpes, in addition to the herpes, you didn't use no protection.
Spreading it around.
He was in that pussy like, I got the herpes, and when I hit it from the back, all the bumps bust out, all my bumps was bleeding, and I just stuck it in, and I pulled it out. It's like, dude, this guy's infected.
I try to pray it away, but Jesus didn't grant me that wish.
I try to put medicine on my dick, and the bumps wouldn't come off. Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? He might be one of those televangelists. That's probably how he got this girl. You know those weird TV televangelists?
Yeah.
It's like, come on down here in the name of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Let me put my hands on you. And he put his hand on her forehead, and she's like, oh,
yeah.
I don't got herpes no more. Like,
God, man, that's not a good look, man.
Yeah.
Does it say anything more about him? Like, is he married or anything like that?
I didn't see those details. I think the worst televangelist of all time was this dude named Peter Popoff.
Yeah.
I heard this podcast that was dedicated. It's called Swindle, and it's about people who like steal money and do white collar crimes and shit. And Peter Popoff was selling like literally holy water. People were buying holy water and shit. And and he ended up going to prison for a little bit for him scamming people.
Yeah.
But this dude he got out. He's still a televangelist.
Still doing it?
Bro, I think the most slimeball shit you can do is play with God. That's the worst shit ever.
Yeah.
Being a TV televangelist, you seen that dude, Kenneth Copeland, I think his name is? That is the most weirdest motherfucker. He looked like he worships Satan every morning.
Dang.
Kenneth Copeland, just look up Kenneth Copeland. He's been a televangelist for a long time. He looks like a fucking vampire now. And he was like, he had like
those eyes, yeah.
Bro, those eyes look like
eyes.
Yeah, dude. Kenneth Copeland. He didn't look like that when I was a kid. He kind of looked like kind of regular. But now he looks like he fucking drinks blood of children every fucking morning. He's 86.
Dang.
Yeah, this dude is crazy, bro.
He got some creepy eyes for sure.
Yeah, he definitely, man. That motherfucker look like the Antichrist.
I've been wanting to do like a movie about a preacher, just like living that double life, preaching every Sunday, but Monday through Saturday is something completely different. I don't really have the story yet, but I just be like, preachers are so interesting to me because they're supposed to be like the, not literally this, but like kind of like the closest thing to God that we
like
know.
a model citizen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and when they're human, it's just interesting.
We got to stop looking at pastors like fucking Ned Flanders from The Simpsons. That's not how it is. Like the same pastor that's telling you like, put your wife first. And it says in scripture such and such that if you do this, that same dude's probably slapping the shit out of his wife when he gets home.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it happens a lot. It's pastors that beat their wife. It's pastors that abuse drugs. All kinds of wild shit. Yeah. It's probably some pastors that's like a part-time crip. When they get out of church, they're like, what's up, cuz? I'll beat your ass in the name of Jesus, cuz. Like, man, this guy is crazy. We need to get him out of the church.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know,
Good
man.
stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I ain't much to say about him, but I just think that pastors got to do better, man. I think we talked about it before, but when it comes to, like you said, being a pastor, you're supposed to be this role model, this model citizen. You're supposed to have like, it's almost like I would equate it to like being the quarterback of a football team. Generally the quarterback is the first person in, last person to leave. When it comes to, they log the film hours, they're watching the most film, and they're just uber prepared, right? But when it comes to, same thing with the church, you just want your pastor, and we're all human beings, and being a pastor is essentially just a role. So it doesn't mean that they're absolved from, saying a bad word or, maybe getting angry or frustrated, whatever type of sin. They're not without sin. But I just think for the most part, your bishop or your pastor, they just gotta just be a model, a role model for everybody in the congregation. You can't be out here having sex with the congregation. That's like, it's one thing to just be like, say a cuss word every now and then, but when you having sex with random people, like you fornicating and adultery and all this other stuff, and then you spreading STDs, like that's a lie on top of you already fornicating. So that's a double sin. Yeah,
you got Rice Krispie treats on your fucking dick, and you out here having sex with no condom. Yeah. You gotta know your dick looks fucked up.
Yeah,
because I don't know if, and men, you'll think about it after I say this. After you put your pants down, right? Women are looking at you. They like really inspecting your dick before you have sex, bro.
And she wasn't.
Especially if for the first time, if y'all having sex, she looking at everything. And I don't be tripping because, obviously I don't have bumps on my dick, so everything's fine there. But they be looking, man. They be like inspecting it first, and they're like, all right, cool. I'll put it in my mouth. And then that music come on.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane, man.
Yeah, do better, pastors.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you keep it in your pants, man.
Yeah,
you're supposed to be preaching the word of God.
Yeah, some loose pastors, and I know a few pastors like personally, and I will say that they're definitely human beings. They regular niggas that just happen to be preaching to the church every Sunday. So, yeah, that's the thing. I'm these things are like shocking outside of even church, right? Like for a guy to just give, meet somebody online and then just give them an STD, that's wild in general.
Yeah.
But in terms of like a pastor doing something like crazy like that, it's not very wild because you realize that they are human.
Yeah, the only person I ever seen in history to make a herpes allegation go away is Usher.
Yeah.
He's so musically talented. There have been multiple people that have accused him of giving them herpes, and like it just goes away.
I think that Usher is such a pivotal part of like our music, and he's like also like an attractive guy.
Right.
That I think a couple of women would just get the herpes.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, oh my God, you gave me herpes. I ain't going to do a lot of flexing. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'll just get the medicine for it.
Like U.S. Would it be like HERPES?
Now tell me what you want to do. Let me take you to a place nice and quiet where no one gets to interrupt.
Ain't got a rush.
I just wanna give you herpes, girl. Let me tell you what you wanna give. Oh, yeah, man.
That's crazy.
I just wanna make these herpes spread.
That's crazy. Didn't what's the name have say he gave somebody herpes too? R. Kelly?
Probably.
I think that was part of his little thing.
R. Kelly. Yeah, I could see him singing his way out of it too.
Yeah.
Like boom, down, boom, boom, boom. Now, I don't mean to be rude, but I got the herpes, and I gave it to your sister, and I gave it to your mommy, and I got to pee all over your place, and I go into ignition, and I just urination. Yeah, he would sing his way out of those herpes allegations real fucking quick.
I believe I got herpes. I believe it's bumpy down there. I think about it every night and day. I bump my way and fly away. I believe it's really sore. You see it busting through that open sore.
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
I like making fun of R. Kelly because that nigga's in prison.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? You ain't sing your way out of this one, R. Kelly.
Oh,
man. Oh, man. I got so many funny thoughts in my head. It's kind of hard to articulate them on the spot right now. Oh, man. Yeah, put some cream on that. And they're suing for 2.4. Like you try to sue for $2 million, and I think it might get thrown out, man.
Think so?
Yeah, you want to sue for $2 million for getting herpes, but you willfully had unprotected sex.
Yeah, I think it is still illegal to spread it if you knew. I
think you even with a protection, you can still get herpes though.
Yeah, but I think it's more. They're probably leaning more so on the carelessness of it. If I'm the preacher and I knowingly have this disease or this virus and I have unprotected sex and I don't tell the person, I think that's kind of what they're banking on. But it is if it did happen that way, like if you used a condom and then it just so happened that your skin touched each other in some capacity and you got it, and then
I think they could only give it when they have an outbreak too.
Yeah, I think that is the case. But I don't know, because if that's the case, then I think there would be less transmission of it, if that makes sense. Because if you see it, like if you see somebody's having an outbreak, right, then you would just not have sex with them. Yeah,
I remember it was when I was on the dating apps, but basically this girl's like, she's like, I'll just be upfront. I have HPV 1, I guess like herpes simplex 1 or whatever it was.
No, that's not herpes.
What's it? What's
that's human papillomavirus.
Oh, now what's the herpes? What is it considered?
Herpes simplex.
A herpes simplex.
Yeah, that's just like the cold sores though.
What's it called? Herpes simplex plus? Is that what it's called?
Herpes simplex 1. It's 1 and 2. I think 1 is just the cold sores. And then 2 is like the sexually transmitted.
That's how you know herpes is bad. That shit got its own streaming service.
They got 2 versions of it. Yeah.
It's got its own streaming service. Herpes plus.
Streaming service. That was crazy.
For more bumps, herpes simplex plus.
That's funny.
That'd be bad. I wonder if you go to like these porn sites and you put in herpes, if they got videos like that.
God dang. Ooh. Where's your mind at, man? This thing is crazy, man. What's wrong with
I
you?
can imagine. You turn that shit on, it be like wow, 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 wow.
God dang, that's crazy.
It's like, oh my God, is that a Nestle Crunch bar back there?
But I think the thing now, I don't know for sure, but just with medicine, the way that Magic Johnson is able to kind of like live his life, and he's almost like not undetectable or whatever you call it. I think that they have like medicine now where you could still live a semi-normal life, even with HIV. That Magic Johnson has HIV, but they have commercials for different different medicines that you can take when you have HIV, and you can still like not transmit it if you have sex with partners.
Magic Johnson has done such a great job in regards to HIV that it is not the first thing you think about when you see Magic Johnson. You think about like, philanthropy, basketball, and you'd be like, oh, I forgot he got HIV. He the only, anybody else that got HIV, you like, oh, he got it.
Dang.
Like Charlie Sheen, he got HIV.
Yeah.
Who was another one?
Most people died.
Most people did. Eazy-E had HIV.
Yeah. He didn't
He didn't last very long either.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the Magic Johnson story per se, but I wonder like what was like the initial, was he like coughing up blood or something that like he probably just caught it so early, so fast, or maybe he just took a STD test and it came back and he found out. But whatever he did, like he was able to, especially back in was it the 80s or the 90s?
When he had HIV?
Yeah.
I think it was like probably 90.
90? But he caught it in a way where it was like still in an era where people were dying.
Yeah, people were scared. They thought it was a gay disease.
Yeah.
And then they started learning like
Magic giving that Magic Johnson to niggas around here. That's probably what they was thinking.
They probably thought he was just gay or something.
Yeah.
And what's funny? Of all people, Karl Malone said like, I don't want to play against Magic because what if I contract this thing? And I mean, it was a fair, like, during the time we didn't know a lot. I get it. But Magic Johnson was the same dude that when he was 20 years old in college, he got a 13-year-old girl pregnant.
You talking about Karl Malone?
Karl Malone, what did I say?
You said Magic Johnson.
No. He didn't want to play against Magic Johnson.
No, you just said Magic Johnson was the same person.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't articulate that.
Don't be putting that on Magic, man.
No. Well, Karl Malone didn't want to play against Magic Johnson because he stated that he didn't want to contract the HIV virus, but you cannot do that.
Yeah.
Like what the research had showed.
Mm-hmm.
But he has this nerve because this motherfucker was literally a pedophile. Mm-hmm. He had a child by a fucking 13-year-old girl.
Yeah. They're doing a Elvis Presley movie.
Oh, Elvis was fucking young girls. Like that was crazy is it was like a normal thing. Wasn't his girl like 15 or 16 or something?
Yeah, what's her name? Patricia Presley or something?
Yeah.
I forget.
But he was
but
like 20
I will
something.
say, and I'm not justifying anything, that happened so often back in the day.
Yeah.
Like my grandma and my grandpa was like maybe in his 20s and she was like, a very young girl. He got her by, 5, 6, 7 years or something like that. So that was like, even like, my grandma would say like, that's crazy. She would still say that now, like that a grown man was able to, we were in a real relationship and getting married and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know what the societal, what people looked at, how they looked at it back in the day. But yeah, it was just different.
Way back, it'd be a girl that's 17 and her husband would be 28. Mm-hmm. Like that shit was a normal thing.
Yeah.
That's wild though, bro.
That's super crazy.
What was wild though, especially when me and your brother went to Bakersfield High School, there was a lot of grown men coming to the school picking them girls up, bro. Mm-hmm. It was like a normal thing. Like it was real life R. Kellys in Bakersfield. It was a lot of R. Kellys, bro.
Yeah.
They'd be like, it'd be ex-students that used to go to BHS when we was like freshmen, they were seniors. Mm-hmm. And then by the time you get by the time we're seniors and we're 18, that means they're 21. Mm-hmm. So you got 21-year-old men that are picking up some girls that are 17.
Yeah.
And it's like, bruh, like you couldn't find a woman your age. What the fuck are you doing?
It's actually a lot of, not a lot, but it's a handful of guys that will get caught up. We'll be like chilling around and you'll be like, hey man, you heard about such and such? And then, but some of them out here living normal lives. Like, they out here working regular jobs and, in relationships and stuff. But they got, a history of dating young women and stuff.
Yeah, that's really nasty. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go ahead and move on from this. Okay. Switching gears. Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin exposed his rapper son, Tut Tarantino. And let's listen to this clip here. Hold on one second. Hold on. Excuse me. I think you would put the link in there. Hold on.
Running around. I got a son. He raps. His rap name is Tut Tarantino. If you ever listen to some of his raps, Why he exposing this nigga, bro?
Where does this come from, son? You grew up in a gated community your whole life, but he's rapping my life because we romanticize and gotta distance yourself a little bit.
It's not a lot of, hold on. Because you sent me that. I don't like getting stuff on Twitter because it's always somebody giving commentary when they do it.
Yeah, you got the whole reaction video.
Let's see here.
I got a son. He raps. His rap name is Tut Tarantino. If you ever listen to some of his raps, I'm like, oh my God, where does this come from, son? You grew up in a gated community your whole life, but he's rapping my life because we romanticize and fantasize about that old thug life, ghetto life, and all of that stuff. When we used to work to get away from it, now we've gotten to a place somehow we're running back towards it in the music and everything. I gotta.
That's sad. Michael Irvin, I'm sure he didn't want to do that to his son, but maybe he was just so disgusted by what he's seen when he's seen his privileged fucking son that lived in a gated community his whole life is rapping about guns and drugs and holding an actual gun in his rap video. That's terrible. You will never get ahead in life posing to be someone you are not. And as general and as basic as that may seem, it's true. And even if you do get ahead, it will never last. It will never last. That's embarrassing. I think that there's so many. I love hip hop. I love rap. But I think that it's also true that there's a lot of artists that have terrible fucking messages in hip hop. And that shit need to stop. All that blood, crip, gangster shit, that shit got to stop. It's old. And I think what's happening right now in hip hop is going through a rebrand. And I think that a part of that rebrand is they're going to start needing more lyrical, like actual decent artists to come forward. Because there's some that are here right now. But we've got a really bad era of female rappers right now that are terrible. I call it pussy rap. Every other 5 minutes is like, my pussy so wet, you feel me? Get money, motherfucking 6 figures, big dick niggas. Like, this shit is trash. This is pussy rap. There's some dope female artists out there. I like Doja Cat and, artists like SZA and Snow Allegra. Like, I like artists like that. But this pussy rap is trash. And then these other artists like Tut Tarantino that's rapping about the streets that never lived in them, it's sending a horrible fucking message because there's a lot of impressionable young people that think that they should replicate that because that's what's cool. You'd be surprised not only the youth, right, but how many grown adults that cannot fucking think for themselves. And you're putting out a product to them and they're just eating it up. Think about how many adults watch reality TV. That shit is scripted. It's fucking scripted TV, and it's a bunch of adults watching that bullshit. Kim Kardashian, that show is still on. How?
Yeah, Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
How? Why? How is it still on? It's because people are influenced by shit that does nothing. First, like, how does Krishan Rock and Blueface have a platform? How? These are loser, weirdo, knocked out tooth. Like, what? Like, you just had a baby and you want to fight people and Blueface is slapping women in public? This is just, they should not be getting attention. Blueface is not even like a rapper no more. He's just like a personality. It's ridiculous, man. It's just sad. And then he got like Krishan, and he's dating this Latina chick that got one of the worst BBLs I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Really?
Dude, her BBL looked like a fucking squashed together chicken nugget. It looks fucked.
Yeah.
Or it looked like one of those McMuffins. Like if you just took 2 McMuffins and you fucking crushed them together, that's what her ass looks like.
Oh, man.
Don't get me for body shaming. Just fucking look it up. You'll see how bad those ass cheeks look.
Yeah. I think that maybe this was like a cry for help from Michael Irvin. I think that I'm sure he had the conversation with his son because it sounded like, he was kind of like referencing, a conversation that he had when he finally seen his son's music. But I think he was just kind of like, exhausted at the idea. His privileged son going out there holding all kind of guns and rapping about, you know, stuff that he don't really, you know, the lifestyle that he's not even really living. But the sad part about it is it's cheap. Like, you know, this whole drug persona or this like gangster rap or these gun and drug bars, it's a cheap way to get into the industry. And you see it a lot because you know, when we had all those little whatevers, those little rappers, a lot of them, some of them were talking about like drugs and guns and stuff like that. But a lot of them were kind of taking on that Lil Wayne persona, right?
Yeah.
Always rapping about taking pills and popping pills and always rapping about like different name brands or always rapping about, you know, shooting people and stuff like that. Like you realize it's like the path of least resistance, right? And I think that, you know, one of the things that I've seen is I think that a lot of people choose that route because if you do want to go the route of like really, you know, articulating your life and telling your story, it's much harder because there's no fluff. Like you really got to be a dope artist to be like that. And you reference like the Kendrick Lamars or the Chance the Rappers or the J. Coles and guys like that aren't really, you know, talking about drugs and stuff like that all the time. I just think that, you know, when you're not rapping about that kind of stuff, then you really got to be able to say something. You really got to be able to engage people with the lyrics that you're saying. But if you're just rapping about guns and stuff like that, it's just much easier. It's like getting your I don't know, it's like a stupid analogy, but it's like getting your AA compared to getting your bachelor's degree. Like you realize it's going to be a little bit easier, a lot less classes to get your bachelor's degree compared to your AA degree. But yeah, I just think that, I don't know, like you said, we got to start changing the messaging, and not only changing the messaging because of like the people consuming it, but changing the messaging is because like every artist has like an understudy in a sense, right? So there's probably coming up now, there's like the young J. Cole rapper, like the young Kendrick Lamar rapper, like the young Drake kind of artist that like raps and sings and, you know, talks about their emotions and talks about like relationships and stuff like that. There's like all these underlings, right? But, you know, so for these artists that are like, you know, like primarily talking about guns and drugs, there's also going to be a generation under them that's doing the same exact thing.
Yeah.
So the reason we got to change that messaging is because if we don't change it now, then it's just going to continue to, you know, create
is old.
These things. Yeah.
It's old and fucked up. And sometimes there's some of the older artists that still perpetuate it. And you know what? Since this is our platform, I don't, you know, if I don't need to say something, I won't, but I have to say this. Like even Fat Joe, you know, is with like, I'm just trying to give back to the community and empower everybody. You still be on there like, I'm Joey Crack. Like you still perpetuating that ignorant bullshit from the 80s and the crack epidemic. Why? Rick Ross, same shit. I love Rick Ross. But it's still, you know, y'all niggas is too old for that. Like you too old. You just don't got material to talk about outside of it. That's why you still do it. Pusha T. His whole shtick is talking about crack. That dude is like, was he like 42 years old?
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like, this shit is trash. Like, you got to cut that shit out. Like, it's artists like Kendrick or J. Cole or, you know, hell, it's a whole lot more than them also. There's a lot of really good artists. They're probably the best mainstream artists that tend to have a pretty regular guy message or Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like J. Cole made a song about his first time having sex.
Yeah.
Like that's like more relatable stuff. But no one feels the need to make content like that. Like when Kanye West came out in 2004 and he was wearing a backpack and a pink polo and people related to that because that was him. That was his style. He came out with those shades with the slits going across them. Remember that?
Yeah.
And people related to that. He's just a regular guy coming out with his own style and people loved it. You could never go wrong being yourself. Yeah. I seen a rap video on TikTok. It was quite a while back. And the dude was like rapping in front of his Honda and his Honda had different color panels on it. it was at different color panels, and it had like a dent on it and shit. He's just like rapping in front of his car, and he was pretty dope lyricist, but it wasn't nothing flashy. He wasn't no women. He wouldn't talk about drugs or killing nobody or none of that. And he had his like work uniform on and shit. It's like, bro, like be yourself.
Yeah.
And I think the epitome of that was when fucking Eminem and 8 Mile was like, he told Homeboy, I know what you're going to say about me. So he killed dude off with his own message, remember?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to say I lived in a trailer, this, that, and that, whatever. And then he couldn't say shit about him. Like, if you live your truth, no one can use your truth against you.
But that's the thing with me. The thing that bothers me is like, when we're, making content, creating art, making music, it's not necessarily about like what you're saying. It's more so like how dope you're saying it, right? So even for a guy, I haven't heard that song, but even for the guy that's rapping in front of his, multicolored car, if the song is fire, the song is just fire. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't require all that, like all the drugs and the guns and the gang violence and stuff in the music. I literally don't understand like why we kind of gravitate towards that when it comes to making the content. Like even like I don't know, you'll see it like the guy that he may be 15, 16 years old and it's his first rap and he probably killed somebody in there. Like he probably killed 4 or 5 people in his lyrics, and he got this X amount of hoes and he got these type of watches. It's just like
it's ridiculous.
I just wish that people, not necessarily that we should change the messaging, but as a byproduct of people really rapping about their life.
You know what I appreciate? Shout out to Wayno. He does these live streams where people send him content. They send him like rap, right? And he's like, I'm going to listen to your rap, but I'm going to be extremely crucially or very honest.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pull any punches. If it's trash, I'm going to tell you it's trash. And then you notice how many of these artists replicate the same. They take a mainstream artist and they replicate the same shit. Mm-hmm. There was so many artists that would send him music that sounded like Young Thug, and it was annoying.
Yeah.
They was like, what did we do in the 90s? Having the rent in the diamond. And it's like, bro, he's like, yo, this is trash. This is terrible. This is terrible. Mm-hmm. We already got Young Thug, my nigga. Stop sending me this. Mm-hmm. And then it was another dude that he just was like, he wrote in the message like, you ain't never heard this before. You gonna love this for sure. And it just was fucking terrible. Mm-hmm. Some of you guys need to be honest with your friends, man, and they got to find something else to do.
Yeah.
Because when your friends suck at rap and you don't tell them, they just keep putting the same bullshit out. And people will say like, really, you should crush somebody's dreams. Absolutely, you should sometimes, especially when they're better at something else. Charlemagne, best example. His rap name was Rip Van Winkle, and he was a fucking terrible rapper. And like it was like a radio guy that told him like, yo, you're a terrible rapper, but you're great. Like you have a great presence in radio.
Yeah.
And that kind of catapulted Charlemagne into like taking a radio career seriously and stop the rap shit. Mm-hmm. And Charlemagne said in his book, fuck your dreams if they're not your dreams.
He said he's living somebody else's dream.
Right, right. So the radio was what was really something that he was great at.
Yeah.
But if you let somebody be stuck in the delusion of being a rapper,
Yeah.
be like, that ain't it, man. Some people might try, and don't let somebody call you a hater for being objective about what they put out. If they like, yo, you gotta. I hate it when people do that. They put music out, or you ever had somebody make you some food and they watching you, they like, watch, it's gonna be good. Yeah. Like if I eat your fucking banana pudding and it's disgusting, and I tell you, you need to throw this whole batch of banana pudding in the fucking trash. Yeah. Don't get mad at me for being honest.
Yeah.
I hate when people do that too. I don't know why this triggered me. When people make you food and they cross their arms like it's the best fucking thing you ever ate.
Yeah.
Like, stop it, bro. Your ribs are fucking nasty. They're like eating charcoal, man. Stop looking at me, dude. Just give me the food and walk off.
Yeah. And let me act like it's good.
Yeah, because me doing that is doing you a fucking favor. Because if you watch me, you're going to watch me wince when I bite that nasty food.
Yeah. Thank God I haven't had that experience in a while.
Oh man. The best thing to do, because me personally, I feel like I'm a decent cook, but I don't always get it right every time.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah,
So
I be screwing up too.
yeah. So my thing is if I make somebody some food, I'm not gonna be like, is that too salty? Is that too good? Is that right there? Is that right there? Usually I make it better. Is that better there?
You can be objective. For me, like, and I don't cook for like a lot of people, just like me and my girl. But if I'm eating something, I'd be like, yeah, I cooked the chicken a little bit too long. Like I should have did this or X, Y, and Z. And next time, or if it's like the first couple times I'm making something, I haven't really perfected it yet. I'll just be like, okay, I'm getting close. I just need to do this next time, and we'll be good. So
I don't know about that though, because sometimes you like, I cooked it a little too long. But what if she like it like that?
yeah, but I don't. You be your own worst critic. You know how it is with a
that's
podcast or something. You be like, that was a cool one, but somebody referencing the joke that you said, which is funny or something. So.
Yeah. Yo, this is just left field, but if you make some food for somebody, bring them the food or let them get it and don't say anything. The best compliments you can ever get in life are unsolicited. All of them.
The best dick pics too are unsolicited.
Oh, whoa. That's wild, yo. You might have to edit that out. Women are like, yes, unsolicited dick pics. Women will be like, oh, I got to turn this podcast off. Yeah, but no, it's the highest compliment you can ever get from people is unsolicited.
Yeah.
Like if you make some food and you just put it down and you're eating it and they're like, man, this is a fucking amazing meal. Oh my God. Or
yeah, man,
I love you and Eddie on the podcast. Like, and you didn't say anything to trigger that behavior. That is the highest honor at this in general. Like the worst thing you could do, like especially if, let's say you have sex and you like, hey, was that good? Like
you don't want to do that.
You're putting the woman in a position where she has to lie. And if she tells you like, no, it wasn't great, then that's gonna fuck your confidence up.
For sure.
Just don't say shit.
Yeah, you just gotta
Don't say nothing.
If she gonna, women are they're free with the way they compliment. So
right,
if it was good, she gonna let you know.
They're like, oh, I feel better now. Like that's how you know the dick was fire. If you did that. But
like my insides are just like rearranged.
Damn. I don't think that would make him feel very good. You rearranging the insides. This
like my guts are just in different places now.
the decor of my vagina has been relocated.
Oh man, no, that's real. I think too, like depending on the relationship, you can just have that open conversation. Like, like today, for example, my mom, she made like some spinach, and she usually makes it like really good, but she didn't really like season it that well. So it was just like the spinach taste. It didn't have like, she basically didn't put enough salt on there. And I just told her, I was like, hey mom, like it ain't really no salt on here. She was like, oh really? But that's the part of having like a good relationship with people. But yeah, sometimes sometimes when you eat nasty food, you just gotta eat as much as you can and throw it away when they go to the bathroom.
If nasty food had a sound effect, what would it be?
It wouldn't be a sound effect. It would just be like, it would be a word probably, and it would just be like, nigga.
I guess. Or it'd be like, auga.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
It'd be like a ship horn.
No, it'd just be like a. Yeah.
No, it'd be like. They'd be the worst farts, bro. Because you be letting them out real slow and it just be loud.
Yeah, the little trumpet sounds.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
They'd be like, damn, that motherfucker's supposed to slide out. That's bad, man. Yeah. What was I? Oh, man, I was about to say something right now when you said that. Oh, when you said the spinach didn't have enough seasoning, you just want to be like what's the name, Popeye?
Yeah.
I'm strong to the finish because I eat me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. That's a trip. Some of y'all don't remember that.
Remember they made the live action version?
Nah, I don't think
Robin Williams.
I think. Oh, okay. I might have seen.
He just had them big old forearms. It was just some cartoons are so cartoony that they should not make the live action version.
Yeah, because they look too crazy.
Yeah, he had them big old forearms.
Yeah, Popeye just looked like he was on Pornhub every day with them forearms.
Stroking his meat, huh?
It's like,
Double fisting it.
take that spinach.
Olive oil.
Yeah, that was. Yo, I seen some of them old cartoons with Olive Oil, and Pluto was trying to like get with her, but it was like low key like assault the way they
Real
did.
harassment, huh?
Bro. She'd be like, "Oh, Popeye, save me!"
Yeah.
And then Pluto would be choking the shit out of her.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Oh."
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, these cartoons was wild back in the day, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you choking olive oil and shit. She skinny as a motherfucker.
Yeah, she not even slim thick. She just slim.
Popeye, save me. Mm-hmm. He's trying to get my wop.
That was crazy.
Switching gears. $105 billion to Ukraine and Palestine. I guess there's like Biden is trying to get something moving to send them money. Mm-hmm. And I just like many of you, I'm not a fan of it. U.S. aid to Israel and Ukraine. Here's what's in the $105 billion national security package Biden requested. The Biden administration on Friday laid out the details of a $105 billion national security package that includes military and humanitarian assistance for the conflicts in Ukraine and Israel. The supplemental request would provide security support to Israel, bolster Israeli efforts to secure the release of hostages, and extend humanitarian aid to civilians affected by the war in Israel and Gaza, according to the White House fact sheet. It also provide training, equipment, and weapons to help Ukraine defend itself against Russia's invasion and to recapture its territory, as well as to protect Ukrainians from Russia aggression. The fact sheet said, man, look here, dog. War is such an antiquated way of dealing with shit, bro. It's when I see people at war, it's like, bro, y'all still doing that? Really?
It's really like niggas fighting at the club.
It's fucking ignorant.
Yeah.
And you know, let me say this. Like we mentioned when we talked about the subject matter last week, we have empathy towards the situation. But let me be clear when I say this. We got too much shit going on in America to even be putting this out. And before y'all crucify me and say, well, that's what the budget is for. We have this money and we allocate it for this reason. So it has nothing to do with the money coming into the United States or going. Shut the fuck up. There is no way you could tell me that we could send motherfuckers money and we can't help. Man, I had so many veterans over the years missing legs asking me for change at the gas station. You know how much that bothers me? A Vietnam vet with his fucking leg missing asking me for 75 cents? Mm-hmm. Like, come on, dog. We got too much shit going on out here. You got Flint, Michigan with fucked up water, and you could justify sending $105 billion fucking dollars somewhere else. Bro, I'm going to keep it real because I'm not delusional. I know what most Americans, bro, at least 50% of America should be on food stamps. At least 50%, because there's so many working class Americans that when they pay all their bills, they barely got enough money for fucking food. But the government is telling them, you made too much money.
Yeah.
You can't get food stamps. Bro, I would say anywhere from 40 to 50% of Americans should be getting some form of food stamps. I feel like veterans of any kind should get a food stipend or at least not have to worry about, you know, where they gonna sleep. Mm-hmm. You know how many motherfuckers come from Vietnam or they came from Iraq and they got PTSD up the ass and they gotta fight for a job at Target? Are you fucking kidding me? Mm-hmm. Bro, you just killed like 50 people and you gotta come back to America and fight for a motherfucking warehouse job?
Yeah.
Come on, dog. And also, it's crazy. Whenever you see America doing shit like this, and this is not to get conspiratorial, because usually all the signs lead to the same thing. There's special interests involved, man. Mm-hmm. We are benefiting in some way. This $105 billion is not to help them and be heroes from America. This is a motherfucking special interest in some capacity. We are reaping the benefits of something. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. Okay, but I've seen these scenarios play out in American history. Like during the freaking crack epidemic in the 80s, mm-hmm. you know, where they were funding. I'm watching a show right now called Snowfall. I'm binge watching it. And they use this money to fund the war with the fucking Sandinistas, mm-hmm. right? Like at the end of the day, we understand there's always some form of, like, if you follow the paper trail, there's some form of evidence showing that America is not doing this shit out of having a good heart. You know what America does? We drop bombs on Hiroshima. That's what America does. I love America, but America's a fucking hypocrite. That was a war crime. They dropped a massive bomb on Hiroshima. That was the first time we used. That's the first time we used a nuclear bomb. Actually, that was the only time that a nuclear bomb has ever been used in war. That's a fucking war crime. It was so bad that once we dropped the bomb, it was fucking people up like outside of the radius. They was getting their skin melted off. That's who we really are, bro. So when you think we helping out Ukraine and also don't let media tell you who you should be rooting for. We don't know what the fuck is going on.
They also I think that they had, when they dropped that nuke, I think they had this idea, or it was like a small possibility that the Earth's atmosphere would catch on fire.
Whoa.
And I think they still dropped it.
They didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They said, let it all burn down.
Yeah.
And I've seen the footage in many different angles of when they dropped that bomb and how fucking massive it was. There's some footage that's actually in color, and they were doing like a test dropping, and I forgot where they were dropping these bombs at. And they dropped this bomb, and a big, huge fucking mushroom flame
cloud.
and a mushroom cloud came out, and they had all the soldiers that were standing off maybe probably 400 yards away.
Yeah.
They came out of their little foxhole, and then they start walking towards the bomb. I'm like, dude, they're walking right into fucking radiation, man. This is not good. This is not good at all. Have you ever seen those old war videos? Oh man, that shit it'll creep you the fuck out, man.
Not bad.
It's so bad. Was you trying to see that bomb in Hiroshima?
Yeah, I was looking at it.
Bro, that was just fucking vicious,
Nagasaki.
man. Yeah, that was vicious.
Yeah.
Man, they got us bad at Pearl Harbor, but we came back on some murder kill shit. We made them pay, bro.
That's a trip.
Yeah, that was bad. That was
Yeah,
bad.
you look at it, and obviously the pictures are probably from thousands of miles away.
Yeah, bro, we was some sadistic motherfuckers. We were dropping napalm on people in Vietnam. It was basically like napalm was like a fucking fireball. You remember those? Remember napalm? And we were dropping Agent Orange too. Agent Orange, and we fucked up a lot of our own soldiers with Agent Orange. Agent Orange was supposed to be used to kill the vegetation, right? And we were dropping these big fucking bombs of Agent Orange everywhere, but it was fucking all of the American soldiers up. And they claimed to say that it was non-toxic and it was just used to mow down the big trees and like I guess vegetation. But it was fucking people up, man.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, like when you flash forward to now, it's hard for me to believe the government.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's always some special interests involved.
This is the same government that wants you to work until you're 71 years old, bro. They want you to work till you damn near Joe Biden's fucking age.
Yeah.
They done lost their goddamn mind. I don't trust these motherfuckers. I don't.
Yeah, even in the Oppenheimer movie, I think it was Truman was the president, and Oppenheimer went in there, and this is the movie, so I don't know how accurate it is compared to real life, but we gonna act like it was real life. He went in there and he's like, he's kind of like torn that he's just like a science guy, right? Like he's not really.
I don't know. Oppenheimer was talking that shit a little bit too.
No, but he's not. Oppenheimer was not interested in like killing people. He was
Right.
interested in the science part of it. Like that was where his ego was all wrapped up into it. But he wasn't the person that actually dropped it. He just created all the science behind it. But the president is the one that dropped it. So when he goes in there and he's like explaining to him, like, dang, I feel bad. Like, all these people are getting hurt and dying, X, Y, and Z. And I don't know how accurate it was compared to real life, but they're kind of like laughing in there. Like, ha, ha, ha. Like, man, don't trip about this. I'm the person that pushed the button on that bomb. And they're just kind of laughing at that. Like, man, go on somewhere. I'm the one that's like calling the shot. So, Yeah, it was just crazy to think that, like you said, these government officials, it is like a power thing, at the end of the day. And like you said,
Oppenheimer said, in quote, "I am become death, the destroyer of worlds, J. Robert Oppenheimer."
Mm-hmm.
That's some wild shit to say after you done fuck somebody up.
Yeah.
There's some. You know what's crazy to me is I just don't. To me, the human brain is so. It's got to be one of the most. I don't even know the word to quantify. The brain. How do you even come up with these equations? Like what is it that allows you to come up with these equations that create these atom bombs and to you see these guys writing on a chalkboard that's fucking 10 foot tall. You seen those boards?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God. Like
the way that I think about it, and it may, to them, I think it's like the same way, like creativity, like the way that they think about science is maybe like the way we think about in the creative world. Like, for example, like maybe like Jay-Z coming up with a song. He's kind of like picking the words out of thin air almost. But I think that like similarly to those like science people, they're like approaching, these equations and stuff from like a problem solving aspect. So, they're just like, I don't know, their brain just operates in a way where it's like
this normalized intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
This is just how it's like drinking water or breathing air for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
Yeah. And they just have a different, I don't know, these like scientists, they have like a, you're kind of always like thinking about it. It's like, I would imagine like if you sat down like a physicist and you sat down like Dave Chappelle, then you sat down Jay-Z, and they're like all on a podcast, they would probably be able to like relate to each other. It's just like in different different worlds.
Like a different vein.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, man. Mm-hmm. There's some people that are geniuses in their field. LeBron James is a genius. And yes, he said some stupid shit, but let me explain. LeBron James literally
his memory is crazy.
His memory is like weird. It's so vast that it's strange. Mm-hmm. He did like he literally at the end of the game, he was at a press conference, and he went through probably 15 plays. Mm-hmm. Oh, so-and-so grabs the rebound, comes down, shoots the layup, misses it. David puts it back, makes it. So-and-so comes here. They move the ball in transition. He gets it out to the top of the key. He makes it, comes back, steals the ball, goes back. And he did this probably.
And they showed the video.
The video. They showed the video.
Literally all that stuff had happened.
And I was like, this is fucking weird.
And he was flexing at a certain point. He was like smiling, like, yeah. And then we lost the ball. We turned the ball over. And then I was like,
everybody was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's just some crazy stuff.
It's levels to this shit. LeBron James is a basketball genius. Like,
he has the ability to just recall like stuff, different plays and stuff that, I would say that I think that is like very elite, but I think a lot of the high level guys can do that. I would imagine like, a guy like Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers will be like, hey, like, they'd be like, playoffs. He'd be like, yeah, in week 1 when we played them, remember when he did this? Make sure you do that this time.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was weird too about LeBron is he wasn't referencing anything. He didn't have a piece of paper written down or nothing. This motherfucker just went up there and said like 15 plays.
Yeah.
With nothing written down.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I forgot what they call it, but some people have it. It's not a disorder, but it's almost like a condition. Mm-hmm. And Pharrell talked about it in Seeing Sounds.
Yeah,
like it's a real thing.
That's different though.
Yeah,
LeBron is like he just has like a savant level like short term memory kind of thing.
That's wild. Yeah.
The Seeing Sounds. I forget the name of the name of it.
You know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
to look it up.
And the idea of production though, like if you ever hear like a Timberland, mm-hmm. and you see him like when he really get in his zone, he start closing his eyes. Mm-hmm. So you can only imagine what these people see.
Synesthesia.
Synesthesia.
They say like Pharrell. I don't know about Timberland, but I know Kanye West. He says he has synesthesia as well. I don't know if I have it, but I think there's some times where I can definitely like, I'll like relate a sound to like a texture in that sense. Like, I don't know if that's quite the same thing, but I've experienced that on a couple of occasions.
Almost like that's a grainy sound. Or
Yeah, like you just but you could vividly see the texture.
it's like a soft pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Yeah, it's like, those are, I don't know, people's brains work different, but I get what you're saying. There's like a genius level. Like when I see, like, even when I'm in church, right? Like the musicians in there, they're like, the guys playing the piano, they're like super, super talented, right? You got to think when you're playing in church, it's what, like 88 keys on the thing or whatever like that. And there's different keys and, majors and minors and different chords and stuff like that. And what happens is a lot of times the singers in church are not that great.
No.
They're like singing out of key. They singing all over the place, hitting the wrong notes. Mm-hmm. And it's the job of the person playing the piano to switch the key in order so they don't sound like too crazy, And then you got to think, I'll see it every Sunday. So I go in there and they're rehearsing a song for like, not a song, but they're rehearsing all of the songs they have to play for like 15, 20, 25 minutes maybe before church. They'll do like a quick little run through. They'll practice the breakdowns and stuff like that. And then come time where they're actually singing, the choir singing, it looked like they've been practicing that song for their whole life.
Wow.
And I'm just like,
and it's almost like the vocal inflections have to match what he's like on the pianist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So but to your point, like, I just think it's like people have genius level ability in different aspects, different things.
Yeah. We went completely off the main topic, but that's fine. Mm-hmm. I don't think we have much to say about it.
Nah.
We just always keep finding money to give motherfuckers.
Yeah. I need some of that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we need some aid right here in the United States.
We need some AIDS.
Aid.
Oh.
Singular, Keith, not plural. There are just a bunch of regular citizens struggling like a motherfucker, man. And my heart goes out to them because as a person that grew up in poverty, I understand, what it's like to be poor and what it's like to use food stamps. And mind you, that was back then. Now what's happening is this. We don't even back when I was a kid, we had upper class, middle class, and like poverty, right? But it ain't that no more. All it is upper class and working class. That's all that exists now.
You either rich or broke.
Yeah, that's it. Now, I don't even say you rich or broke. I say, you know what? If you had to switch the class up, I would say you either rich or you making it or you're struggling. That's the new class.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I'm making it.
I would. I think kind of going back to that, the veteran thing, I do think that there are a lot of, homeless veterans that are panhandling and stuff like that. But there's a lot of benefits. And I think that a lot of people, there's a disconnect between the person panhandling and the VA, right? Because I'll talk to people that like, whether I went to school with them or like, friends or whatever, they'll come back from serving in the Navy for 4 years or something like that. Then they'll go get their degree and then they kind of ride off into the sunset with the GI Bill and stuff like that. They'll get their whole education paid for. But I don't know. It's just it's a disconnect between like the funds and the resources that people have. Because I have an uncle who, he takes advantage of all the resources, and my girl's dad the same way, like takes advantage of all the free resources and stuff that they have and the jobs and stuff. But there are also a lot of people that I don't know if they don't know, or I don't know if they just, they don't qualify, whatever it is. It's a lot of, veterans that.
I think that there's a mental health element that has not been really addressed.
Yeah.
I think that the idea and the concept of mental health is more of a recent conversation. And a lot of people that have PTSD and all these problems and whatnot, if they may have diagnosed it or seen what was going on, but the services and the things surrounding it were not up to date like they should have been. So you had a lot of veterans that had PTSD and killed 50, 60 people, and they come back to the United States, they got a bad drug addiction. And when they go to the VA, they can only help them so much because a person that can't comprehend bad mental health is just like, this guy's just, he doesn't want our help, so we're just gonna leave him alone. And it's like, he wants your help, but this motherfucker can't ask for it because his mental health is so fucked.
Yeah, it is. I don't know what there is to do as far as the mental health aspect of being in the military, and not really being in the military, more so like serving, like, or going to war, or going into like Afghanistan or Iran or all these different places. But it is a real thing, because you'll see you'll see these people that come back from war, and some people are okay. I think that mental health has like a social, I'm gonna say not a social, but there's like a natural selection element to mental health. And I say that to say like 10 people can experience the same thing, and one or like 5 people may be like, dang, that was crazy. Like they can talk about it, like, man, there was a drive-by that happened, blah, blah, blah. And then like 2 people might just be like, they have PTSD every time they experience a loud noise or, popcorn or something like that. And then there may be, 1 or 2 people that's just like lost. And like, they just like glassy-eyed or glossy-eyed or whatever you say.
This is an infinite results, like different results per person. Like you just mentioned, but a lot of people just are fucked up. Some people you think they fine, and you'll be like, oh, this guy seems okay. And then he sees something that triggers that. He might be a person that's functional in everyday society, but he sees, I don't know, he hears a loud bang noise, and now he's on the ground in a fetal position crying, because that happens too. And you think that this person's okay, right? Or to be the person that's completely unglued all the time, that's yelling and screaming, talking to himself, walking down the street. That's one guy. Then you got a person, everything's great. Goes to work, he's nice, blows his head off one day. It's hard. Mental health is really hard to diagnose.
Complex. Yeah.
It's very complex. But I think that even though it's complex and there's so many variations of it, I just don't think that it's more of a recent conversation. Unfortunately, though, I can't give the government too much slack, because they've had over 100 years to figure it out. If you think about the earliest wars, they had a thing called shell shock. I don't know if you heard of it. Shell shock happened in during the fucking where like the Confederates seceded the U.S. like during that time, right? And people would get shell shock, and they would just like be trembling all the time and shaking and be scared, and they couldn't snap out of it. Like they literally was so bad, their body would be shaking 24 hours a day, and it was documented that soldier was just a coward. They didn't make it out as if the person had a mental health or whatever. They just said he was a coward. Like, let me see. Shell shock was fucking bad. If you guys go to YouTube or TikTok and you put in shell shock soldier, it is one of the most fucked up things you can. It's bad, dude. It's bad. Shell shocked. Okay. It's a group called Shell Shock. That's not a good fucking group name.
A rock band.
Yeah, it's a rock band. It is a reaction in the intensity of the bombardment and fighting that produce a helplessness which could manifest as panic, fear, flight, or an inability to reason, sleep, walk, or talk. Shell shock, other names, bullet air soldiers, heart, battle fatigue, operational exhaustion. It's fucked up. War is just horrible. Then it shows this one dude. This is just a very sinister photo of a guy with shell shock. Look at this guy. Look like the fucking devil possessed him, dude.
Yeah.
It's bad, man.
Yeah, war is different, bro. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, like you said, a lot of those people don't come back the same. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, they have a book called Shell Shock, Traumatic Neurosis and the British Soldiers of the First War, and this shit fucked this dude up so bad. Look at him, dude.
God dang.
Yeah, man. They don't teach this shit in school, man.
You know what? I relate that to like almost like football, right? Like not to that extent, because there's no bombs on the football field, but just the amount of like trauma that those people are going through every day. It's crazy. Near death experiences.
Yeah, man. It's and if we're talking about this one here was 1919.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Bad shit, man. So whenever I see all this aid going other places, I pray for those people, but prayer is free, man.
Mm-hmm.
Prayer is free. We don't need to lose sight that we have people here, that have seen some traumatic shit, and they're just trying to make it from day to day. Whether it's just regular people. And, I feel for veterans. You know what I'm saying? It was a dude, I swear to God. The other day, a dude asked me for change, and it's like he had to let me know that he wasn't a panhandler. He's like, I'm a Marine. I was in the Marine Corps for this many years. I'm not a bum, man. I'm not a bum. I just need if you got 75 cents or you got any change, I'll take it, man. But I'm not a bum. Like he had to let me know that. And he looked kind of dirty and his hands were dirty. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I gave him the change, but we kind of touched hands. So I grabbed my sanitizer, man. I put it on, man. I thank you for your service, but your hands is dirty, man. You're not about to infect me with that bum hand, okay?
Yeah. That's gonna be my contribution. My contribution to society. I'm gonna open up a hand washing stand.
Ooh, that'll be good.
where homeless people could just come and wash their hands for a little bit.
Yeah, dude. That you think that's funny or that but it's regular people can use it. You know how many fucking grown men I see walk out of the bathroom without washing their fucking hands?
A lot.
Oh man, I've seen people leave the shitter. They get off the shitter. You hear the toilet flush, and they get up and they walk right out. So it's like you might literally have shit particles on your fingers, and you didn't even wash them off. You piece of shit.
I've seen somebody walk into the bathroom, wash their hands, pee, and then walk out of the bathroom.
Oh no, this is what I do. I go in and wash my hands, pee, and then wash my hands again.
Yeah, that's what a sanitized human being does.
But here's why I do it. When I'm in the gym, especially when I'm working out, and I'm you touching weights, even if you're wiping the weights down, there's still some form of some type of contamination or some contaminants on the weights.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna touch my dick with my contaminated fingers.
You get staph infection.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wash my hands, then I pee, then I wash my hands again, but I do that as a courtesy for everyone. Do I want to wash my hands a second time? Absolutely no. I don't. My dick is clean. But does the world know that? No, they don't. So I wash my hands 2 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are nasty. I think as I get older, too, what annoys me is how people just throw trash on the ground, and there's a trash can like right over to the left, and you threw your fucking Raising Cane's plate all over the goddamn ground. That makes me so mad.
Yeah.
I caught myself picking up trash a few times.
I'll do that sometimes. Like if I'm in the bathroom and if it doesn't inconvenience me, I'll pick up some trash.
Yeah, you know what else I do, and I do it all the time, is I always put my cart back. I walk and push my cart back every time when I'm done.
The only place I don't do that is Sam's Club, and I don't do that at Sam's Club because they have 2 little cart things in the whole big old parking lot. It's like, dog, y'all don't even make it convenient for us to like put it back. Like I'm not walking, 100 meters to put this cart back.
That's a little wild.
Yeah. Especially, you got your car open and stuff. It's cool to like walk a couple cars away and throw the thing in there. But if you got to walk way down the parking lot and your car all exposed and stuff, I'm not locking my car to go put this thing down there.
Yeah, you want me to get carjacked, putting away the car.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll do just like everybody else at Sam's Club. And they just, park it in one of them little parking spots.
Park it like I talk it. Hey, park it like I talk it. Hey, park it like I talk it. Park it like I talk it. Hey, run your shoes in the mouth. That's Keith. That's Keith right there. All right, we probably could skip this last one, man. Let's go to we got some questions at the bottom.
Let's do it.
We only got 2.
All right.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to revisit that last one.
Yeah, it'll be more information by the time we talk about it.
Yeah. Well, we getting towards the end here. All right, we got 2 questions. What's the most I gotta say switching gears. What's the most embarrassing moment you had while podcasting?
We gotta before you get there, we gotta figure out like a little name for this segment. Like
questions, nigga. I just said it.
No, that's lame. But I'm saying like, you know, like Brilliant Idiots, they got like Ask an Idiot.
Oh.
So we got to think about something like thematically, like what go with our brand. But that's neither here nor there. We can think about that later.
Okay.
But what was the question?
The question was, I'll read it again. What's the most embarrassing moment you had while podcasting?
I got one. One time I have these like white, they're like very light jean, like wash jeans. And you would have to like really dig deep to find where it was at. But I went to use the bathroom. I went to pee, and then, you know, I do my little thing. I shake a couple times, and then I put my pants back on. But what I realized, it was still a little pee left.
Wow.
So when I came and sat down, it was like a little pee kind of like seeping out of my pants. So there's an episode where I'm wearing these jeans and it's like a wet spot like on my pants. So that was like probably the most embarrassing moment for me.
Wow, that's a lot, man.
Yeah.
You know what? I think every man can admit to that, though. I hate that. When you done peeing, and then you done, and then a little more pee keep coming. You're like, God damn it. Fuck.
Yeah, like a little residual. Yeah. A little postpartum pee.
It's like, man, you feel like a fucking whale, the blowhole.
But you know, the key, I don't really know what the trick is. I'm not an expert in it, but part of it is just relaxing. Like, you got to make sure you're relaxing. Because, you know, like, part of when you peeing, you're kind of like squeezing it out of you in a sense. But if you, you know, at the end where you got the little squirts, sometimes if you don't relax, then you might leave a little bit of pee up in there. And
man, I'm not going to lie to y'all, man. I remember I was done peeing, and then I put it back in my pants, and I felt like a good amount still come out. Bruh, I was like,
that'd be happening. That'd be happening. So that's like, what happened to me on the podcast.
I was like, hey, yo.
I looked like I peed on myself. Looked like I was 5 years old.
I mean, technically you did. If it wasn't pee, it was pee adjacent.
I squirted on myself.
Yeah, that was definitely. Keith was like, oh my fucking God.
You're stupid. Man.
Oh, that'd be crazy, yo. This nigga keeps squirting on the podcast.
Oh, man.
Yo, the squirt videos is ridiculous, bro.
Yeah,
that's not even attractive, bro.
It's squirting.
That's a
crazy.
mess.
That's a lot.
That's just a mess.
Yeah.
Anyways, for me, my most embarrassing moment, it happened probably at least 2 times that I just farted. I farted so loud that the mic picked it up. I was like, God damn. The worst one was before we started doing a podcast, before we got the studio. We used to do the podcast at my house. So this had to be like 2018. And Keith was talking. And I had one of them long farts. Keith was saying something really like thought provoking. He's like, right now the market is not doing very good. And my shit said, that was like a 10-second fart, bro. And it was loud. The mic picked it up, dude. Oh, man.
That's hilarious.
You ever seen a photo bomb? Like some loser jumps in the picture at the last minute?
Yeah.
My fart photo bomb the whole goddamn podcast. Fart bomb.
That's hilarious, dog.
It happens though, bro. We're human. You know, hey, it happens.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, I farted pretty loud one time here, and somebody called me out. I can't remember who called me out. It's like, don't ever fart that fucking loud. Everybody can hear it. That shit was loud, man. But you know, I'm gonna tell you something. We're up here for, you know, nearly 2 hours a week every week, and when you're talking that long, bro, and it's not comfortable to hold in a fart.
You know what's surprising to me? That it doesn't happen more often.
Yeah, 100%.
Like not necessarily on our podcast, but just different podcasts that they don't have more fart moments on there.
I think that's because they hold theirs in probably. But for me, I farted so many times a day that I'm all out of farts, bro. I'm just completely vacant now. I got nothing.
Yeah.
My colon is just taking a break.
I farted. I think I was. Where was I at? I think I might have been at church or something. But it was one of those farts where I'm like, I'm just praying somebody don't walk into it. Cause it was like a lot of like, imagine I'm over here fixing the camera and I fart and then you come back into the room and like you just catch it. It was like one of those kind of things.
I hate it whenever you by yourself and nobody's there and you fart. Now all of a sudden somebody want to fuck your
Yeah, like
shot.
now you want to invade.
Hey, what's up,
space.
Keith? What's going on, man? What's that smell? You were
Yeah.
like, oh man, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Sometimes I warned my guy one time. He walked into a fart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was just trying to chop it up, and I was like, "Hey, bro, I ain't gonna front. I farted." it's a nasty one too.
Old people be farting. I don't think they realize that they're farting because they bowels are so fucking loose now that they're like 80 years old.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, yeah, we went over to Floyd's.
Oh my god!
And it was great. And I brought the grandkids and
they don't hear it either because their hearing is bad.
Yeah, so that's the thing. When they fart, it's almost like having a pair of earphones in at the gym.
Dang.
Like that's the worst thing too. Don't ever fart with earphones in your ears at the gym.
You don't know how bad it is. You don't know how loud it is.
At least take one out.
Yeah.
At least take one out.
Yeah, you gotta hear it.
Or you got to be a good actor. I remember this girl I used to work with. This is years ago. And I was in the break room and I farted real loud, but I played it off so good that I mind fucked her. Swear to God. I don't even think we was like having a conversation, but I just blatantly farted like, and then she looked at me, she said, ha, 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 and I was like, what happened? And then she like instantly stopped laughing and she's like, maybe I'm hearing something. I completely mind fucked her ass.
Yeah.
I was mind fucking the shit out of her.
Oh, you just got to start beatboxing. Like,
Nah. Beatbox ain't gonna work over a thunderclap. That thunderclap came like that day we did that pod and I farted over you and you had like this brilliant idea.
yeah.
You had shifted into like Oppenheimer mode. He was like, yeah, you know the market. And sometimes the atom bomb is only built of 3 atoms. So when you just
Yeah. Imagine that was like the thing that prevented them from really solving the equation. Like this nigga Oppenheimer just farted and then they just got like, they just dismantled all the math and calculus that they had on the board.
who was helping him out?
I don't
Like
know.
Einstein probably?
Yeah, no, Einstein was already like retired. He was like a retired scientist. At that
Einstein came in there, he's like, it smells like shit. We cannot do it. We can't do it. It smells like shit in here.
Yeah.
The equations are wrong. All of the equations smell like shit. Everything.
E = doo-doo squared.
Oh, it's like the number, the 3.14.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I forgot what was fucking Albert Einstein. What was he?
He had the theory of relativity.
No, I know, but what was I forgot what his
Oh, where was he from?
Was,
I think is he like German?
I don't
or
know if
something?
he's German though.
Or Jewish, something like that.
Probably.
Yeah. Let's look it up. Trusty Google.
I guess they said Albert can do like basic equations or something like that. Albert.
Yeah, he's German.
Oh, okay.
He was born in Germany.
Forgot when he passed. He died in
he's
1955.
1955.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, I thought he was a little older than that.
Oh man, I'm looking at some pictures here.
That's crazy. He was so smart. Like, you know, people in his early childhood, they thought he was a little bit slow.
Yeah, man.
To be one of the, I think sometimes like you see that. I know a guy, my girlfriend's cousin, and they would talk about him, and they would say like he didn't, like when he was young, he didn't really socialize that well. But they were saying he would always have like these computer science books in his hand, but now he's like, you know, like he could code anything, and he's like you know, he got his bachelor's degree in computer science and stuff like that. So there's something to that, like, you know, I think there's just people that think different, and, you know, they're just not they don't necessarily fit into like the normal social structures at times.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. I'm looking at Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was a fucking beast in wrestling.
Really?
Yeah, it's a picture of him right here. He was pretty jacked too.
That's crazy.
Here go Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Is it high school or college or what?
I think he was a college and let me see here. This is high school. He's like a grown fucking man, right?
He's a little monster.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
That's super random.
Yeah, it is random.
It is like some random athletes out there.
This don't even look like him right here. Fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
He looked like a pimp.
I wonder if he was always like, I'm sure he was, but like what his high school years was like in terms of his like education.
He didn't have no game. He probably just walking up to girls like, are you aware that Jupiter, Mars, and the Milky Way are actually within 58 kilometers of the sun? Are you aware of that? She's like, I have to go to class.
That's funny.
I can't get over Keith and squirted on himself on the podcast. Oh my fucking God. That was Keith, bro. That was Keith, bro. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What was the other question?
Oh yeah. Oh my bad. Yeah, we got one more. We answered the question, all right. And then we got the next one. It's more of a statement. I don't really know how much we could say about it, but it says full-time single fathers. Shout out to you, man. That's a lot of responsibility, sir.
Wait, he just wrote a statement?
It would, because I framed the question as any questions or topics.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got you.
So you just put that, and obviously me and Keith can't relate to that because we don't have kids. But I mean, it must be difficult, as a man, being a single father has definitely got to be a tall task.
Yeah,
I was raised by a single father,
Yeah.
So yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah, I commend those. One of my friends is a full-time single father, and it's definitely not easy, And it's different, A lot of times it's hard because you have this expectation about how your relationship will go. You'll think about like you have this baby with this person, and y'all gonna have a happy family and all this other stuff, and it don't work out like that. So you're dealing with like the failure of the relationship, and then also the time and the amount of time that you got to put into raising your child. So I commend you for that, and I also commend those people because it's not the norm. Normally the mother gets the child. So
yeah man, stay strong, bro.
For sure. Yeah.
Stay strong, man. Mm-hmm. Well, looks like we came to the end of this one.
Yeah.
For all of those who have made it to the end, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
We're out of here.
Peace.